talk about that later.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's coming up.
Plus, of course, Rockbusters, the return of Rockbusters.
Let's start Rockbusters. Let's do Rockbusters. Let's get it rolling, because I have got some amazing prizes. I went to the Americas, and I brought back gifts. Not your tobacco and your potatoes, but brilliant prizes. Now, quite seriously, these are not the usual tat. You will win some tat for Rockbusters, okay? We've got DVDs, CDs, things like that, right? But the winner of Rockbusters today will go through to a chance to win the prizes in week 6. We're only here for 6 weeks, by the way. This is our first of 6 shows.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. And, I went to do The Simpsons, last weekend, and I've got, a drawing here, an original drawing of Homer by Matt Groening. See that? Look at that. As Homer there, your pal Matt Groening, May the 18th, 2005. And Homer's saying, I love Carl, 'cause he's stupid like me. And that's going to be framed, original drawing. That is worth, I think, a lot, but I've promised Matt Groening that it will not go on eBay. So please, I hope it goes to a fan. I've also got a rare Spinal Tap poster, met with Christopher Guest, and he signed that, Nigel Tufnell. Fans of Spinal Tap and The Simpsons, possibly the 2 greatest things ever, I think. Also, my friend Rob, who did flannels with me, has drawn us 3 as Flanimals. There's Steve there, a little goglanker. There's me there, a little bloke dumplant, and little Karl Pilkington, Pink Floyd numbscrunt. And these are going to be framed. So some very nice prizes. And I got a little surprise for you. Obviously I met Homer. Press that little button there. Listen to this.
Hi, this is Homer Simpson. I like Carl and his perfectly round, bald head. If you put 3 holes in it, it looks just like my bowling ball.
Brilliant.
Actual proof that you've met the people themselves, that the prizes are bona fide and genuine. But don't enter this week's Rockbusters thinking you're going to win those prizes automatically. No. This week you just win the usual tat.
What is the tat, Steve?
Well, we'll talk about that shortly.
Okay.
But you go forward to the big showdown, the big final competition in week 6, where you get the chance to win those.
One person wins all those beautiful,
everyone
collectible prizes. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, the winners of each week go into the draw. What is Rockbusters, Carl? We've whet their appetite.
I think play a record and maybe some wonderful adverts and then come back with Rockbusters. It's that kind of teasing that has made this a potential award-winning show.
Bronze, I think, next year.
Can we just swap that round and do ads and the song?
Whatever way suits you, mate. Go on. XFM 104.9, Magic Numbers, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Well, I'm a little bit worried. I've just got to warn the listener, if we suddenly just go off air, right, it's because champagne is pouring down a hole where there's loads of wires into the desk. 'Cause Steve...
Yeah.
Getting ready to open this champagne, right, just took that wire thing off, just put it there, of course, 'cause it's warm, it just exploded everywhere.
Yeah, I should explain now, I didn't bring in champagne to toast our return to the radio. I mean, I'm not an idiot. But, actually, from Focus PR, Ashley has rather nicely sent us some Lindauer sparkling wine, and I'm just trying some, and it's really quite refreshing on this summer's day. So if you're perhaps working for some kind of PR agency, you know, or any kind of company, and you want to send us stuff which you want us to shamelessly promote on air, then feel free to do that.
So you're just looking for free stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, electrical goods.
Okay, it's not just like champagne
Definitely
stuff.
not.
Because I was going to say, if other champagne companies, what's that champagne company called that they sent us for free?
Lindauer sparkling wine, which I imagine is available now.
Yeah, so other champagne companies feeling jealous could send you some and you'd mention it.
I don't want to exclude anyone from this, you know, anyone is welcome to send anything in.
Brilliant.
And as I say, I'm particularly interested in sort of designer goods.
Okay.
You know, the Apple Mac people, they're welcome to send anything in.
Now, what's annoying about that champagne opening like that is that, as you know, I've brought my camera in, and I wanted to film you opening that onto Carl's head. Got the cork.
Rick, I got another bottle.
Have you ever?
I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity like that.
That's a bit of a waste of champagne, opening 2 bottles. But Carl, would you mind, because that would have made a cracking noise against your head, that cork going off. And, because it's such a lovely, bald little, sort of dome.
Yeah.
We'll put your head right down, yeah? He'll open it, we'll see what the cork does, and I'll film it for, like a website or something.
Maybe we'll make that the finale of today's show.
That'd be great. Yeah. Okay.
Sponsored by Lindauer sparkling wine.
Oh yeah, the sound of a cracking cork against Carl's skull, sponsored by Lindauer.
Sponsored by Lindauer, available now.
Great.
Right, we're doing Rockbusters then.
Oh, okay, now you should explain briefly what the concept is, Carl, because there might be a few new listeners.
It's Blockbusters. Right, go on then.
Well, it's not Blockbusters.
No, because they were real clues, weren't they?
Yeah, that was actually...
He says they're a cryptic clue, it's not cryptic.
Well,
It's like, what am I thinking? This competition is like, what number am I thinking of?
Rick, just calm down for a second, let me explain basically what the concept is. You'll remember some of the greats from the past.
Yeah.
Basically, you give some vague clue, is that right, Carl? And from that, we're supposed to deduct which band or artist you're thinking of. So, for instance, there was a...
Well, there was one, the West Indian fella spinning a fish round his head, and that was Detroit Spinners.
The Trout Spinners.
Yeah,
Detroit Spinners.
Yeah.
There was also, what happens if you fall over into a puddle in Texas? Wet Knee Houston. Wet Knee.
That is the level of Carl's
That's what you're
clues.
working with.
But could I just say, there's no irony in this. Carl doesn't think this is quirky, or kitsch, or ironic. He thinks these could go on the Guardian crossword.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
This is the best stuff you can come up with.
Yeah.
Right, so there's 3 of them, right? I give you the cryptic clue,
Yeah, not
and to help
cryptic.
you along, well it is,
Yeah,
and
not
I
really.
give you some initials of the band or the artist or whatever to help you along as well.
Yeah.
3 of them.
This is on the text only, we don't want emails on this one, just
It's the one that gets the highest, or the first one to get 3. The first email with 3, or the first one that is the highest. So if no one gets a third one, which I wouldn't blame you for, so if there's like 30 people that get 2, it's the first email that comes in that we pick, and they win a handful of tat, which would you like to go through?
I'll search out the tag in a second, I'm not sure where it is, yeah.
Good stuff.
There's some DVDs and stuff in there, it's not bad, yeah, but it means you go forward to the grand final in 6 weeks' time, when you're playing for all that amazing stuff Ricky's got. We've got the signed, genuine, exclusive drawing of Homer Simpson done by Matt Groening, featuring references to Carl. We've got the signed Spinal Tap poster, so this is big stuff you can't get anywhere else.
No, it's a rare American poster signed by
And
Nigel
it's such a
Tufnell.
shame that your only chance of winning it is with this inane quiz.
Absolutely, it's not down to skill or anything. It's just such a shame that.
Let's just do it then.
Go on then.
Right, the first one.
Go on.
What you got to remember is it's a band or an artist that XFM play as well, right? Right then, so the first one.
Oh yeah, because X-Men play the Detroit Spinners and Whitney Houston all the time, don't they?
All right, these 3.
Okay.
Giving it away, but these are XFM bands.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. If you got like a bulb.
Oh Jesus. I know, you don't think about the cryptic clue is that every syllable counts. He says it's different every time he says it, there'll be something different. Look, go on then. Go.
Right, so if you get a bulb, right?
What?
A bulb.
A bulb.
What's a bulb?
What's a bulb?
Like a...
A light bulb.
A light bulb. Oh, a light bulb.
So you get a bulb?
You get a bulb, yeah.
Come on.
He's gone. Right, go on.
So you get a bulb. Right.
Oh, yeah, a bulb, yeah. Have you got something in your throat? What are you doing? Are you eating a gobstopper? What are you doing?
We'll play a song then.
No, come on! Get the clue out, for goodness sake.
So the cryptic clue is, so, if you get a bulb, right, so...
That's the beginning. Okay, great.
Right, if you get if you get a bulb, like, go on.
And you look after it, right? You look after that bulb.
Mm.
And you teach it stuff. And all
Jesus
that.
Christ.
What you doing there? Do you know what I mean?
This is extraordinary. This is extraordinary.
Imagine that written down in the
He's
Telegraph.
had 18 months to get this right.
Imagine it. That's not a clue. That's an essay.
I don't know what it is.
It's a conversation with
He means
yourself.
a light bulb, a bulb like you plant in the garden. What kind of bulb does he mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
Right, you get a bulb.
Well, remember that. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
It does, but I can't say too much. Right, so listen, let me just do it again. You get a bulb, right, when it's young, you look after that bulb, you teach it stuff and what have you. What have you done there? What's gone on?
Brilliant!
And what are the initials of the band?
R, right?
R.
R for rabbit, right? So what's the band there? Second one.
Jesus.
People have a problem doing this when they get home from like a night out drinking. Right? What's the problem they've got? Right? The initial there, K. What's the band? Right? People get in from having a night out, they'll have a problem doing this. What is it? What's the problem?
Okay. And clue number 3?
I had a vision of that Chinese flu. Right? That's C. I had a vision of that Chinese flu.
You had a vision of that Chinese flu.
Yeah,
and that's
the
the
band
letter C.
C. Right? So 3 bands there. 3 cryptic clues.
Not really.
Text in 83 XFM. Just send the 3 band names. That'll do, won't it?
Can they do a website as well?
If they want, they can email in.
Well, tell them what it is.
Yeah, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Just send it in there.
Give them again quickly then, Carl.
Right then, so get a bulb when it's young and that. Look
Brilliant,
after it.
different,
look
totally
after
different.
It, teach it stuff.
Yeah.
And all that.
Okay.
What's the band, right?
Yeah.
The second one, people have a problem doing this when they get home late at night. You know, they've been out drinking and that, they get home, what problem are they going to have? K is the initial. Third one, I had a vision of that Chinese flu. What do I mean?
Brilliant.
C's the initial.
Play a record. I mean, it's abomination. Right, go.
Anyway,
So-
the answers, give us the...
Go on, give us a clue. I haven't got an idea. Go on, give me the clue then again.
Right, well, do you want to say who the winner is, or...
No,
do you-
let's hear the answers first.
First clue was, if you get a bulb when it's young, you look after it and that, you teach it stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Go on.
The initial was R.
Yeah.
Right, that was razor light. Alright?
Raise a light, you raise a light.
Razor
Yeah.
light, okay.
Kind of works.
Yeah, it
Second
didn't matter
one.
what sort of bulb it was then.
It was very
Sure.
specific.
Thought it might. Go on.
People have a problem doing this when they get home from a night out drinking.
Yeah.
What's the problem they're having? They have a problem getting the key in. That's the
That's awful.
word.
That doesn't count.
Words.
Keen.
And they got it right.
It's keen. It's keen. It's
got it
one to
right.
awful.
The last one,
Awful.
I had a vision of that Chinese flu.
Yeah.
The initial there was C. That was Caesars. Caesars. They managed to get that as well.
I love the fact that even he knows they managed to get that as well. Did anyone get all three?
Yeah, a few people.
That's terrible. Okay, who was the first one?
I don't know what it says about XFM and its listeners that people are getting these answers right.
I know. Go on then.
I mean, horrific. But anyway, we're going to give it, and he goes forward, as I say, for the big prizes in 6 weeks' time. It's Paul in Bookham. Well done,
Paul Booker, but also he does get the complete series of Alias, League of Gentlemen, that Rock Gods album. So you know it's pretty good. But Open Water on DVD and a chance to win all those prizes. Brilliant. Yeah. Coming up next, a cork smacking a bald man on the bonce really hard.
It's tricky though. I seem to be surrounded by people like that. Remember that film, that Sliver or something?
Okay, right.
When they've got video cameras.
Yeah.
I'm just looking onto everybody's world and just seeing what people are getting up to. There's nothing wrong with that.
Brilliant.
That's why I like washing up.
We were talking about famous mantras and sayings and things. Yeah. Never has a Manc said so much to so many that means so little.
Brilliant.
So you can have that on your headstone. Rupert.
Your little round headstone.
Rupert's in the Isle of Man. He says, I don't know if you knew this, Carl, but apparently octopus's testicles are located in their heads.
Yeah. But then, to me, that isn't that amazing, because at the end of the day, an octopus, really, all it is an head. Isn't it?
So everything it's got has to be in the
It has
head.
to be in the head. It'd look daft if they dangled down below. Right? So all it is, I mean, there's a lot of facts.
It'd look daft if they dangled down below. I'm wondering if that could almost be the B-side to
B-side to
Knob at Night.
I could eat a knob at night.
James Round says, Carl, if you could be anyone in the world, who would it be?
Dead or alive?
Why would you choose to be a dead person?
No, but sometimes, like, there's people who are now dead, but everybody raves about them. What I mean is, if...
Oh, just answer the question. Who would you be and why? Someone you admire or you think had a good life? Just answer the question.
But what I mean is, it's good to be remembered, like Winston Churchill is remembered as being a decent bloke, but I wouldn't want the hassle that he had. So I don't want to live his life.
Right.
But it's good to be...
You'd like to be Winston Churchill, but you'd like to have a paper round instead of...
Saving the world.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean, but is he saying whose job would I want to take on?
It's not that complicated.
The question is this, if he could be anyone in the world, who would Carl be? That's the question. That's all the information I've got.
A lot of responsibility on a lot of jobs, isn't there?
So, some of the names flowing through your head now?
I was thinking Bruce Willis.
I never expected that! I never expected that!
So his responsibility in your mind is what? Saving people who are trapped in a building with terrorists?
Well, yeah, maybe, you know, his worries are different worries. With, you know, people who have a lot of money come other worries.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So Bruce Willis, he's always going on these marches, isn't he, saying stop war and all that. Mainly because he's got, you know, he's got more to lose if there's a war. He's got loads of houses. One of them's going to get damaged. Whereas if you're poor, you've got the one house. If there's a war, it's like, oh, just end it all for me. Then I'm sick of it anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So
Whereas Bruce, yeah.
with successful life and happy life, there's more for you to lose, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like at the moment, because I've finished a job that I've been at for 10 years, right? I've finished working there, so suddenly I've got my timetable's a bit out, and I haven't got enough of a routine, and I'm a man who likes to know what I'm doing. Right?
Yeah.
So now suddenly
5 until 7, washing up with no thumbs.
I've sort of turned into like an old person, where the little jobs that you shouldn't enjoy are now the main event. So
But hold on, how old are you? You're 31, aren't you?
32.
32, and you're pottering around, not knowing what to do with yourself.
Well, like yesterday, Suzanne's shoes needed to go to the cobblers, right?
I haven't heard the word cobblers.
I didn't even know cobblers still existed.
I only ever see that in Christmas films made by Disney.
Well, I had to go and do that, and that suddenly...
Because last time you were going to the toffee shop. Yeah! And now you're going to the cobblers. Next week it's the candlestick maker.
But all I mean is that suddenly is a nice little day out. I'm sort of putting my coat on, going, right, I'll go and see the cobbler now and go and have a chat.
Tell me about the cobbler.
You didn't come back with 3 magic beans, did you?
No, the cobbler's all right. He's doing, he's fixing
Cobbling.
shoes and that.
He's cobbling all day.
Have I told you about my Uncle Alf, who was a cobbler?
No?
I'm sure I told you about him. He's the one who he lived in like a bedsit, and he had 2 tellies. He had like one that the sound didn't work on, and one that the picture didn't. But both together, it worked.
Oh, right, okay.
So as long as he was watching the same channel on both, sound came out of one telly, and he'd watch the picture on the other.
Brilliant.
And he slept in like a rubber dinghy, right? But he was.
Whoa! You can't just let that slide. Why did he sleep in a rubber dinghy?
He just liked boats and stuff, and he sort of...
Yeah, I like boats, but they're better on the water. Beds are better to sleep on. Boats are better to sail on.
Well, he just had it in there. It's a bed set. It was really tight space.
Boat sit.
He's got this.
Moved into a dinghy sit.
He's got this dinghy, so he's thinking, well, rather than it get in the way, I might as well use it.
Yeah.
Right? But he was a cobbler, and he used to like repair like my shoes and that, right?
Yeah.
But he'd always sort of overdo them. Right, so
What do you mean?
like
Fancy.
do you know like Pimp My Ride on MTV?
Yeah.
Because he does up shoes, he'd go mental on them.
What do you mean? There was the stereo.
Yeah.
Well, no,
There was horns.
He'd sort of-
Here
Go
comes
faster
Carl
stripes down the side.
Yeah, here comes Mr. Pilkington. He's got the fastest shoes in the land.
No, he'd just make shoes that would last forever. So instead of putting like one sole on, he'd put about 5 on. So it looked like one of them built-up shoes that you never see. He'd just put loads of stuff on. They'd last forever, but they did.
But they look like
I was-
orthopedic shoes.
Yeah, yeah. It just like suddenly I was like 6'7" whenever he'd sort of sorted my shoes out. But he's a cobbler, and it's work. That's always there for you, isn't it?
I suppose so.
So you went out with to take Suzanne's shoes to the cobbler.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so I just took him to the cobblers and that was like a nice little job for the day. I got a leaflet through the door saying, if you want to walk a dog, the rates are good. I don't know what they pay and that. And I thought if I do that and get a paper round, 2 in 1.
Sorry, you just went from a job, right, where you were the head of production at a radio station, dare I say it, on... can I discuss your...
Well, it was an all right wage. Yeah.
It was very good.
But I wasn't happy, so it's pointless.
No, I know that, but to go from the head of a department on a lot of money to walking dogs and doing a paper round, I don't know.
No, but it's about being happy, isn't it?
I know, but that's commendable if that's true, but... okay.
And that makes you happier.
Well, I haven't walked the dog yet, but I'm just saying if I do... I mean, I'm not taking it if it's raining. I'm just thinking if it's a nice sunny day and I fancy a potter, I'll go round to her and say, well, how much are you paying? I'll take the dog a walk and stuff.
But I can't believe some of the words that have cropped up. Potter, cobblers, toffee shop. It's very, very strange.
Do you live in Narnia?
A lot of people are sort of emailing in sort of brainy stuff
Brilliant.
and getting a lot of stuff about philosophy
Oh, yeah.
and all that. Descartes, that's another one that's mentioned on an email.
Descartes,
Yeah.
the French philosopher.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Well, he sort of cropped up on an email. Someone said, what do you think of him? And I was like, oh, I don't know.
He famously he pondered his own existence. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. He was thinking about that. He was thinking, how do I know all this is true, everything around me? And he thought, well, I can see it and I can smell it and I can hear it. And he went, oh yeah, my senses can be fooled. I could be dreaming. But if I'm dreaming, then at least I'm alive. At least I have some sort of consciousness. So if I'm even thinking about anything, I exist. I think, therefore I am. Cogito ergo sum.
But we don't need to know the Latin bit. Why is everyone always going back to Latin? It was ages ago. Why is that language always being... And were Latin people always in a rush? Because they seem to be like words for full sentences. Why couldn't they just set the time and say what they want to say? And it's just like, what was the rush?
To teach Latin.
XFM 104.9. Steve, just back announced that for us.
Yeah, from the album Princess Superstar that was Princess Superstar and Untouchable Part 1. Did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it.
Good.
So I'll tell you what, I had two of the ingredients that I look for in a record. It was both fly and dope.
High five, man. Yeah,
Okay.
You're sweet, man.
Coming up,
Yeah.
I've got my film review.
Looking forward to
It's
it.
a great one. It's a great
Lovely.
film. I've got a Song for the Lovers any minute now.
Sure.
And
probably loads more chat.
yeah, there will be. There will be. PJ Harvey, This Is Love, XFM 104.9. It's Ricky Gervais show, isn't it?
With Steve Merchant.
Yeah, but you're going to keep quiet now, Steve, because I've got to do my world famous film review.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know you criticise it because you say I do sort of like films that aren't on current release or that I sort of just do the plot or but I
Have
think
you taken that criticism on board?
I have.
Good.
This week's Ricky Gervais film review
sure.
is Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
That was made in what, 1968?
I don't know, but listen, shut up, right? It's a good review, right? Right, for people who either have heard it or haven't, you might learn something.
Sure.
Because it's sort of my take on it.
Has the review begun yet, or?
No, it's good from now, yeah?
Okay,
Go. Right, the little kid, he's in the jungle, right? But he knows the bear and the panther, they're good friends. But it's dangerous because you got to watch out the tiger and the snake. Now, the reason is, they don't mind him, but he's human and he can make fire, they can't. That's why he's sort of in demand, even though they've conquered the power of speech, they can't make fire. And then, the orangutan gets him. Now, he's in trouble. But the bear puts coconuts on and makes himself look like it, then they fall off. They've got to get away. But then he meets, a girl, and then they're not,
Okay. Do you write these yourself?
Yeah.
Or you don't get a professional to do it? Right.
Oh, no.
Okay. And what would you give that one out of 5?
It's 9.
That's a 9 out of 5. Strong review there. A strong film then for you.
One again.
And you'd recommend that for friends and family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just on video or DVD or in the cinema.
Okay, good. All right. And the film again was?
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. Jolly good. All right. Thanks very much for that.
Well, now it's time for a Song for the Lovers. This is the Smiths, and last night I dreamt that somebody loved me.
Good. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, yeah.
Smiths, lovely song. Last night I dreamt somebody loved me.
Beautiful.
Song for the Lovers there on XFM 104.9. Can't believe I forgot the elephants. That was a key
Element of the review.
Really?
Yeah. Don't let it get you down, Rick. I know how these things depress you if you feel you've not done the film review as best you could. That kind of winds you up.
Yeah.
You stew about it. Played a beautiful song there. It was a song
thanks.
for the lovers.
Yeah.
And, I do get depressed when I see people around me who've got, girlfriends. And I think, because I haven't, and I just think that, what's the rule? When we mentioned last week that fat bloke from Pop Idols, he's got a bird, which annoys me, angers me. And this really depressed me. Walking into Piccadilly Circus Tube a couple of nights ago, homeless guy, wrapped up, unwashed, and northern. And he's being spoken to by some kind of carer, some worker who'd come out to dish out kind of stale sandwiches. And I just overheard as I was passing him going, well, of course, it's very difficult maintaining a long-distance relationship. And I sort of lingered for a bit. I was thinking, what? And he was going, yeah. And basically I pieced together that he's got a girlfriend. He's from Leeds. He's got a girlfriend who's also homeless, who's homeless up in Leeds. And occasionally she kind of homelesses her way all the way down to
I love
London.
the fact that he's travelled to be homeless.
I know.
pathetic. Oh, it angered me that they.
Is there a lot of cheap housing in Leeds? Would that ruined it for him?
But it just was. I assume maybe she was squatting or something. But it was like, and it just depressed me because it was like, not only is he homeless, but he's got a homeless girlfriend. But the homeless people are finding love.
Yeah.
Do you mean it's so? I mean that's really depressing, Carl, isn't it? Unless they both became smackheads together. Or whatever.
No, Carl's found love on the street before, haven't you?
How's it going with your bird, Carl? Are you married?
No.
How long have you been out with her? Going out with her?
7 years.
Because I mean, you're quite a simple man.
Yeah.
You're sort of a simple.
In a
in
nice
many
way.
ways.
I mean,
yeah,
you're
in the
like
best
Helen
sense.
from Big Brother.
Yeah,
you're sort of nice enough, but
I look normal.
well, yeah, you sort of do. But you could be one of those that just suddenly go mental with a pen.
Yeah,
do you know
just
what I mean?
stab people through the eyes.
Yeah, you sort of look normal. But if I wouldn't really want to wind you up to a point of frenzy.
How did you meet your girlfriend?
Through work.
What, through her work? What, you found out and said
We worked at the same place.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're quite an enigma, aren't you? Could you give us more on that?
At work, you met her at work. What, she came in selling sandwiches? She was going through the bins outside. What do you mean you met her
Why
at
are you
work?
having an attack on me? You're the
not
one
having an
who's
attack
sad and lonely.
No,
Oh, he's done you again. He's done you
yeah, but what
again.
I thought was interesting was
No.
I just scratched at him and he just went mental.
Yeah, no,
It's like a
but
bear caught in a trap.
It's funny, isn't it? You'll never learn.
No, I was just interested to find out what the story was, because it might be a really romantic story.
Well, it's not.
All right, jeez. I love the fact he doesn't
was
want to talk
thinking
about
you-
his love affair.
I was thinking about you in the week, and like, does it worry you? I mean, you sort of joke about it now, and we're talking about it in the office, you know, like, oh, is Steve really touchy about the way he looks? And
Oh, what's this? Where's that come from?
He's done it again. He's done you again.
I was walking home the other night, and I was thinking about it. And do you worry that when you're old, you will be on your own?
You did start it though, didn't you?
Well, Carl, I'm glad you've brought this up. because I mean, for me, you know, a lightweight, frothy entertainment show on XFM on a Saturday afternoon is exactly the place where I want to discuss the desperate, lonely future that's inevitably coming my way.
Oh God! I'll tell you what will cheer you up and forget all that. A bit of Embrace.
Oh, one of the most hated bands.
Hives, Main Offender. Before that, Embrace, Make It Last. I know you don't like Embrace much, but that's a nice tune.
Yeah.
They do cut a nice little chorus,
Sure.
and I think their heart's in the right place.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. What could you do better? I was mucking around.
That's always fair.
No, I was thinking there's not enough avant-garde stuff. I just did this, right? There's a little spring on the mic. What does that sound like? Does that sound good? I haven't got my headphones on. Does that sound good?
It sounds brilliant.
I was thinking of doing that and just sending it to John Peel.
It's good. I think
Maybe with some samples of like politicians going, "We will not."
I feel it's more a B-side at
Yeah.
the moment, but I mean
Okay.
it's strong. I think it's you could work that up.
But that's without strings or anything. Without.
Yeah. Sure, that's without, you know, I mean, that's just kind of a basic demo. When you've worked that up with a decent producer.
Yeah.
Man alive.
Still coming. We got Radio Ahead. We've
What
got
are these
Ice
fellas doing?
There's a couple
It's
of
quite noisy, it's just distracting.
yeah. There's a couple of fellas behind us taking pictures. I don't know why it takes two of them. I think one of them just got a couple of hours out of the office.
Yeah.
They're from the what are you from? X-Mag.
X-ray.
X-Ray.
X-Ray. What's X-Ray?
It's the XFM magazine, Steve.
The XFM what? Magazine?
And where's that?
Where, is this available in shops?
Is it just a giveaway thing to?
It's kind of give away a bit of information on bands.
Right.
What gigs are coming
How
up,
is it
what
available?
stations.
Who gets it?
It's in top magazines.
You're really selling it, Carl. You're obviously a fan of the magazine.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it. This seems now like you've said, let's pretend we don't know what it is. You sell it on air, make it sound.
I
really
don't
good.
know what it is.
Well, I'll show you later.
Okay, cool.
And if people want a copy of it, they can go to the website and subscribe, and you get it for free.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
And
you're
what?
going to be in it.
And we're going to be in it.
Centre pages.
I don't look my best. I don't dress for radio. And you know.
Well, it's okay because I'm photogenic, so I'll make up for whatever you. lack.
you forward.
Rick, I don't know if you were aware of this, but we have some tickets to give away. Is your favourite band Marquis Smith's The Fall?
It is, yeah.
I thought it was. And is your favourite venue the Kentish Town Forum?
Oh, I'd see anything there. I'd see the Fall anywhere, and I'd see anything there. So
And-
if you're telling me the Fall are there, we're not giving away, Steve. I'd like those from myself.
Rick, I'm just trying to remember if your favourite support act of late is Schindler.
Oh, no, I hate them. I'm not going. Give them away.
Okay, so the doors are at 7:30. Doesn't say when it is.
Tonight.
I'm only
Is it tonight,
joking,
is it?
Schindler. I'm only joking, by the way. to Schindler. The lads in Schindler, if they think I'm being a little bit nasty.
It's tonight. It's 7:30. The tickets are £11.50 in advance. I'm assuming there's probably some still left, but we have some to give away. How many we got to give away? Just
3 pairs.
3 pairs, is it? Have you, talking of Schindler, you know the people that make lifts? Or I think escalators as well.
Oh, yeah.
If you notice, like in
Yeah.
the bottom of a lift, it always says Schindler. It's always made by some organisation called Schindler. Do you think it's the same Schindler? Like from Schindler's List?
So it's Schindler's Lifts.
Schindler's Lifts.
And it was passed down wrong. No, I didn't make a list.
Yeah.
You must have- no, I made lifts.
Yeah,
You're joking.
seriously-
Spielberg was going, I've made a whole film about
It was 3 hours. It was in black and white, for God's sake.
Was it, where'd you get the lift? There was no lifts in it. I thought it was a list you made. No, I made lifts.